We are live, or at least we should be live, because I'm not 100% sure, which is why I'm going to go on my computer just to make sure that everything is running smoothly on my end, and then we will get into it. Okay, cool. So it seems like everything's running smoothly. That's good to know. I First of all, I hate how when I'm watching the video, it's reversed. So it's like my hair is actually going towards my left side, even though for me, I'm looking at the camera and my hair is going to my right side. But that's an important part because, oh boy, do I have quite the story to tell you guys. Please don't mind me if I'm touching my hair. Here is here is what you guys are here for. First of all, if you guys are watching this back, I apologize once again for the lack of uploads. I have not been uploading this month, and I haven't been transparent with you guys. I haven't been communicating what I've been doing, and I really do apologize for that from the bottom of my heart. There's been a lot of things going on behind the scenes that you guys are not seeing, but just know that I am overcoming these challenges so that I can become better at the other end. I did break a promise, unfortunately, and that is from my special announcement live stream where I said that I would be making video every single day for the month of November. And well, here we are live streaming this right now on Friday, November the 29th, meaning that tomorrow, Saturday, is going to be the last day of November, the 30th, and then Sunday is going to be December 1st. Now, even with that being said, I will be uploading, and this is a 100% promise. I will be uploading one video onto YouTube in the month of November, which I know it's very sad, but I'm going to explain a lot of things that are happening behind the scenes and why it's things are the way that they are, and I didn't fulfill my promise of uploading a video every single day for the month of November for November of 2024. So, I mean, I'm definitely disappointed in myself, but I'm going to get into that more in the next video I'm going to upload tomorrow. So, with that being said, guys, let's get into what you guys are actually here for, which is what the title reads, is how I fumbled a 10 out of 10 baddie at the gym. Now, where do I start the story? Let's take this from the beginning. So, today, like I said, is Friday, right? And also, I mean, I know that I'm really like all over the place with this live stream, but it doesn't really matter. Also, I have this live stream set to start at 11:11, like p.m. 11 p.m. for me, and then, I mean, I've been live for like 3 minutes, so I mean, I was trying to. I mean, it wasn't even intentional, but it was like about to line up to where I was about to live stream at 11 p.m. But anyways, the point being that that's maybe a coincidence, maybe not, right? It's kind of cool how we start that time, well, right there, and then also another off-topic thing is that how are your guys' Black Friday shopping going? I know a lot of places have Black Friday deals. A lot of them actually run all the way until the weekend, or I feel like now they also have like the pre-Black Friday sale. Because like for me, I've been seeing like deals since last week. Technically, Black Friday and Cyber Monday is this Friday, and then the next coming Monday on December 2nd. But a lot of like stores are already having like pre-Black Friday sales, but like today is like actual Black Friday. So there's a lot of electronics, a lot of cool things that you guys should be taking advantage of because there's some good offers out there. And I'll give you guys a little secret. I did actually take advantage of this offer myself because I had to renew my phone plan, which this year for Black Friday also included a phone and 2 tablets. So yeah, I got a pretty good deal. So it was pretty good. I had to pay a little bit extra for the phone, which is just iPhone 13, right? I mean, I know that right now the newest phone is the iPhone 16 Pro Max. So it's about 3 generations or 3 years behind. But honestly, I didn't really care much about that because I would have had to pay like 20, 50, 60 extra dollars. I would have had to cough up that much extra dollars just so that I can have the latest iPhone 16. And then the 16 Pro Max would be even more than that, which at that point, it's not even worth it. You're just like bundling the phone plan with the phone. But at that point, I would just like it doesn't really matter because iPhones, in my opinion, these past couple of years, I've just been kind of lazy. So it's like the same model, the same camera, the same like shebang. It's like nothing really that different. So, I just didn't really feel like it was that necessary. But now that I have the iPhone 13, I do plan on using that alongside this phone that I'm live streaming on, which is an Android phone as well. So I'm going to be mainly using the Apple phone for my content. So I know that one thing that Apple does well is that their cameras and their videos are very good. So, I got to give props to Apple where it's due. I got to give credit where it's due. Where I do believe that Apple is very good at making their phones have good cameras, like they're good cameras. They have good camera quality and they have good video quality. So, big ups to Apple for that. I respect that. So, I'm going to be mainly using that iPhone 13 for filming purposes. So, definitely more videos to come. You guys already know. So, that's what I took advantage of for this Black Friday. I also had 2 tablets given away for free. They're the Samsung A9 Plus. So, I looked up some like research. Like I looked up like, oh, how are the tablets? How are people reviewing it? And people say that, oh yeah, like it's a budget tablet, but don't worry, like it's still very cool. It still does the job well, and it I'm gonna use that as well. I'm gonna use that as well for maybe some editing. And I haven't used the tablet in so long, and also haven't used an Apple phone since the iPhone 6 Plus. So for me, it's been about 7 years or 7 generations of iPhone, right? Because go from the iPhone 6 Plus, and then from that to the iPhone 13. So between those 7 years, I was mainly using Android phones, which personally I think I enjoy a little bit more than iPhone, but I do know that Apple still has its benefits. Okay, now with all that rambling being said, with all that Black Friday talk out of the way, we are 7 minutes into the live stream. Here is where I actually am going to start talking about the story. So guys, here we go. All right, I'm also going to be putting a timestamp here so that if you guys are watching this back, you can just skip to right here to where I start talking about the story. All right, so here we go. Let's take this from the beginning, right? So today was, today's Friday. I actually had work to do. Like I actually have a job. So, I woke up at like a regular time. I had some breakfast and I ate a little bit more before I went to my job. And so I took the bus at 3 p.m. and then I have to get to my work at about 4 p.m. So and I give myself a 1 hour window just in case, and that usually works out for me because I'm always getting there because I usually get there early, and also because it's traffic, so you never know if there's something happening and stuff. So I hop on the bus at 3 p.m. I get there, and then as soon as I step my foot off of the bus, I check my emails because I actually was planning to contact like my manager slash supervisor slash like these types of people because the places where I work at, I might want to take some days off because the next coming days I am busy with school and a couple other things. So I'm not going to be able to come in for like those days. So mostly like Fridays and Thursdays. So I was planning to actually contact them, and then I don't remember what their phone number and their email was. So that's why I was checking my email because they sent out like information regarding like, okay, here's the contact list. So if you have any questions or concerns, contact us through here. So I step out of the bus, and then as I'm walking, I stop for a moment, check the email, I refresh my email, and then I come across this email saying that, oh, you don't actually have to come to work today on Friday. And I checked the email, and when it was sent yesterday at about 3 p.m. And I realized like, oh my goodness, like I didn't check. Because if I checked the email, then I will have realized that I never had to come to work in the first place. And so I was just like thinking to myself, I was like, oh my goodness, like I'm so dumb. Like why didn't I check my email yesterday? I'm usually the type of guy to always like be on top of my emails and always check them every single day. But the one day that I don't check it, which is yesterday, is the day that, oh, the guy, like my supervisor guy, he sent down an email saying, hey, you don't actually have to come into work today because our pool, like our facilities are closed for today. So it's like, okay, well, great, thanks for letting me know. The one day that I don't check, and then as soon as I hop off of the bus, it's like, oh, great, I'm basically already here, and now you let me know. It was frustrating because like I essentially wasted my time, and I was like, great, Like that sucks, right? But I didn't continue walking because even after I got off the bus stop, I still have about like a 5 minute walk. So I just like stopped right there. I was like, oh great, I don't have to come into work today. So then I went to the other side I went to the other side of the road to wait for the bus, and so I waited for the bus, took the bus, and then I got off my stop. And then for my stop, I have to then walk like about 10 minutes to where my home is. But that's where I made the decision to, hey, I should go to the gym today because I haven't been to the gym in a little bit. So I'm gonna might as well, since I'm already out here, hit the gym because usually I would like drive there with like my parents' car, but today the car wasn't available, and since also now the days are getting colder, it's harder for people to go out and do anything, right? Like aside from their jobs and like essential work, like maybe going out and buying groceries or picking up like their kids from like some activity. Now that the days are getting colder and it's about to start snowing soon, people are gonna want to like go out less and more so exercising. So that makes sense. But I was like, hey, I'm already out here. I'm trying to be disciplined. I'm trying to work on my body, so let me go to the gym because I'm already out here. It's whatever. And so I got off the bus stop, walked to the gym, it was like 2 minutes, went to Planet Fitness, and then started working out. And the first thing that I noticed is that, hey, there's not that many people because this is what I'm saying, where there's actually not that many people now that the days are getting colder and colder. So people are less inclined to go out of their way just to work out because as soon as you walk, you just feel the wind. It was like super windy today. And then that plus the temperature getting low, upwards of like 210 degrees. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. I'm sure you can convert that yourself. It's getting cold out here, man. And then once it starts snowing, well, that's even going to get worse. So today was like a super windy, cold day. And then I was like, yeah, that makes sense. And usually during this time, because it was about like 4:30 p.m. So it was like, okay, this is like most people already are like getting off the work at this time, and so usually during this time the gym would actually be very busy, so you would have to wait for like 20 minutes for just like an equipment. But thankfully today I noticed, hey, there's actually not that many people. That's cool. And so I got changed, and then I start to do my workout. And then another thing that I noticed is that, whoa, today there's actually a lot of Asian people at this Planet Fitness. And I don't know about you, but at the Planet Fitness that where I'm working at, usually it's less Asian people. There's more like other races, and there's less Asian people. But maybe it's because of the time that I'm going out, or maybe it's because of some other reason. Today just so happens to have more Asian people, so I was like, okay, and that's kind of cool because I'm also Asian, duh. And so I was like, it's cool to see like other Asian people also working on there. That's awesome. Keep going. And so I start my workout, and today was a chest day / upper body day. So I was mostly working on my chest, my biceps, triceps, my like a little bit of the back, but mostly the front area for aesthetic purposes, also for strength. But I was working out, and then here's where it gets interesting, guys. Here's where you guys want to pay attention. So I start working out in the free weights area. So I was grabbing the dumbbells, I was using the flat bench, and I was just like doing some flat like dumbbell presses. I was doing some bicep curls. I was doing some all types of different exercises using the benches and standing up with the mirror in front of me, right? Here's where it gets interesting because I noticed that as I was working out, this 10 out of 10 baddie, guys, oh my goodness, this is the first time I seen this girl. She was just working out behind me, and then I saw her for the first time, but I wasn't trying to do anything. I was just like observing her, not in a weird way, but just like as I was working out, I was like thinking in the back of my mind, like, ooh, who is this girl? I think this is the first time I've seen her. Is she like a new member? Because I ain't never seen her before, right? So this girl, she was wearing like white leggings, and like her whole outfit was like white. So I was like, okay, that's cool. And from what I saw, she looked like a cool person. Like I like how she looked on her face. I'm not trying to be that type of guy, but I'm just saying like she looks attractive in my opinion, right? And I don't know if this is what all girls do, but she just so happens to also be working on her glutes. So I don't actually know what this exercise is called, but I think she was like using one of the benches, and she was like like she had two weights on her hand, so it's like one weight on one hand, the weight on the other hand, and then she was like doing some type of like lunges or something like that. But she was like stepping on the chair, or she was stepping on the benches, and then she's like alternating like the legs. So it was like, okay, right leg up, left leg down, right leg up, left leg down, something like that. So I noticed that, and then in the back of my mind, I was thinking like, "Ooh, like I should approach, like I should cold approach, I should like talk to this girl because I'm like, I've never seen her before. Like this might be a good opportunity to like make a friendship and see where else it goes." And then I, I'm not gonna lie, guys, I was literally like listening to my workout music, and then as I was listening to my music, I stopped and I went onto YouTube and searched up how to talk to girls at the gym, and then I found a video saying like, "Hey, you should do this, you should do that." I was like, okay, like I'm getting myself pumped up. I was like, okay, I'm feeling confident, chest up, right, back straight. I'm gonna walk over there, just ask like, hey, how your day was, like what type of workout you're doing, like have you been coming to this gym for so and so, like are you new, something like that. Just like keep it casual, keep it fun. Excuse me. Yeah, so keep it casual, keep it fun, right? Keep it lighthearted, something like that. So I was like, okay, like I can do this. But then as I kept on talking to myself in my head, I kept on noticing like was like so many other guys around as well. Like there was like it was like basically 99% like guys, and there was like okay, maybe there was like maybe like 10 like 15 guys in the free weights area, and then there was like this one or two girls, right? Like there was this one Asian girl, it was just like her. And then I was thinking like, oh man, like are they gonna judge me? Like I don't want to get rejected. And then that's when those thoughts started to come into my mind. That's when I started to panic, and that's when I started thinking like, oh, I'm second, like doubting myself. I'm thinking like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe I don't want to embarrass myself. What if I see her again and it turns out like we're gonna keep on working out, but then what if she's a gym regular and I keep seeing her at this time and then, she rejected me, what if she has a boyfriend, this and that. And so all these things came flooding into my mind. And then I started to panic. I started to get nervous. I started to basically act on unconfident. And then, I started to notice that, she looked like she was almost about to get done with her workout. So that's when I started to really rush myself to think like, okay, like I really need to do this. I have to I have to do something. I have to do something. I have to do something. But that's when I did nothing. I just kept on working out, headphones in, pretending to work out when I'm like kind of looking at her through the mirror. Again, not in like a weird way, but I was just like, I just kind of wussed out. I wussed out. I was, too nervous, too shy. And then I noticed that, when she was done, she put the weights back, and then she like cleaned up her area, and then she like walked back to something else. And then I just kept on working out for maybe like 2, 3 more minutes, like maybe 5 more minutes. And then after that, I turned around, and then I'm like looking everywhere in the gym. I'm like, okay, like maybe it was because of the free weights area. Maybe it's because there was like 10, 15 other guys there that was also working out. Maybe it was that environment that made it so that I was nervous. Maybe if she's like going into another area of the gym of Planet Fitness where it's a little bit more isolated or it's a little bit less people, that's when I can talk to her. So this is where I started to act, I guess, a little bit weird because I kept on just like looking everywhere. Like I was looking at people, I was like looking people in their eyes, like making eye contact. I was like, okay, I was like, okay, is it this person? No, let me look at that person. No, wait, it's not that person. So I kept on like eyeing people. And then they probably thought that I was a weirdo because they're like, dude, what the hell are you looking at? Like, stop staring at me. I'm not like, staring at anybody, but just like, dude, like, stop looking at me. I'm just like doing my workout. Like, come on, like, cause I understand that, like you don't want to be looked at. You just want to be left alone when you're working out. Totally understandable. That's how I am as well. If I'm just working out, I just want to be left alone, do my workout. Most people are just there to work out and then to go home. They're not there to make friends or to make connections, which, I totally get that, right? Like, but, if somebody approached me, like, I would be totally cool. I'll be like, hey, man, like, what's up? Like, I'm doing good. I'm just doing these, workouts. I'm just hitting these reps, hitting these. I got like 2, 3 sets left. Like, you want to work in something like that, right? But to each their own. So, anyways, I kept on looking around. I was just like walking around the Planet Fitness for like maybe a couple of minutes, and then I noticed that, hey, I don't think she's there. So then I went to the locker room, and then and then that's when I started to kind of like just have these thoughts like, damn, like, dude, you messed up. You might never see her again. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? And then I was like, oh, dude, like, I felt so defeated. I was just like, you know what? Let's just pack things up and go. So, I packed my things and then I walked out, took like one last look around and be like, okay, she's still there, maybe not. Maybe changing room and maybe she was just changing, or maybe she just left immediately after the workout. I don't know, because I didn't look right after she left, which might have been a mistake, but also maybe it's not a mistake because I don't want to come off as a weirdo like that, right? So I just kept on working out, but within that 2 to 3 minute range, maybe closer to 5 minutes to where to when she left, that's when I lost track of her. That's when I was like, well, where did she go? Who knows? And so then I left, and that's it. I guess that's the story. There is a little bit more to talk about, but that's like the overall like story of like what. So basically, after that, I noticed that there was actually okay, and now we're going back to the story a little bit, right? So now we're rewinding back to the fruits, and I know that this is like all over the place. So I'm not surprised if nobody's watching this, since I mean, I don't even know if I'm a good storyteller, but basically, after that, rewind back to the free weights area, right? So in the free weights area, I also noticed that there was like a couple of Asian people, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like this 10 out of 10 baddie, she looked like she's an Asian girl, right? She's an East Asian girl, maybe like Chinese, maybe Vietnamese, maybe like Korean, maybe like Japanese. I don't really know. I don't like to assume, but she looked like somewhere like that. And bro, she was like hot, bro. Like this is what I'm saying, where it's like she was like a 10 out of 10 baddie. If I had to assume her age, like she looked young. Like she looked like maybe she was around like 23, maybe 24. Like she was definitely okay, well maybe not definitely, but like she looked like maybe she was like maybe a couple years older than me. So that was like another thing in my mind where I was thinking like, oh man, like I was thinking so far ahead, whereas I was like thinking like, oh man, wouldn't it be kind of weird if like a young guy approached like this older woman, right? And then like started to like talk and like flirt and all that stuff. But I was thinking like, dude, like you're not even gonna be able to get to that stage if you don't even just like man up and just go and just like ask how her day was. So that was like another thought. But also, she looked good, bro. Like she's not like too muscular either. She looked like one of them like K-pop type girls. I'm not even gonna lie. Like she had like that kind of build, and she was like working out. So it was like, dude, that's like the best of both worlds. And so then I noticed, rewinding back, was that like there was other Asian people as well. There was like other Asian girls. So then this is like this is not good storytelling, I know, but there was like this other Asian girl, and then this other Asian girl, she was also kind of bad. Like I'm not gonna lie, she was like maybe like an 8 out of 10 if I had to rate her. This other Asian girl, she was also just like working out in the free weights area as well, but she was like a bit more off to the side, and so I think that she was like a very cool girl as well. But I was paying attention to that, like all my focus and all my attention was like the first 10 out of 10 baddie Asian girl. Like I was putting all my mind and all my focus on that, so I wasn't even paying attention to like this other girl. Because then if it was maybe just her, then maybe I would still approach as well. But I don't think that like anything would have happened either way. It was just like something else that I noticed that I just wanted to bring up now for some reason. So it was like these two baddie girls. I missed out on both opportunities. I mostly care about the first opportunity. So it was like, well, what the hell, right? What the hell? I missed out. That's that. And so after that, I just, after that, I just walked home and I just felt kind of sad about it. But another thing that I noticed was that this emotion that I had actually slowly like started to fade as the hours went by. So it was like, okay, 4 p.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m., and now 11 p.m. I'm actually feeling less and less like bothered by it. I started to learn to let go of that emotion. And here's a little bit of advice to you guys. And this is a concept that I learned from Jordan Green. So shout out to him once again. I'm repping the green color right here, right? So I'm pretty sure in one of his videos, he mentioned how emotions are temporary unless you hold on to them. And that is very, very true, because I was feeling that emotion. I was feeling that emotion of like maybe love, maybe like regret. I was feeling like all these like bad and good emotions. And so I was just like in my head. But then as I kept on just doing my normal routine after my work, well, after my whole incident. Well, it's not even an incident, but you know what I'm saying. Like after the whole like debacle, I went home, I did my usual routine. That thing that just kind of happened, it just kind of went to the back of my mind. I was just like, you know, stuff happens. Like sure I could ponder and keep thinking about the situation, but what happened has already happened. So there's nothing that I can do. All I can hope, right? This is what I can hope. What I can hope that happens is that maybe next week around the same time she'll also show up again. In which, if that's the case, then I really, really have to do it. I can't take these chances for granted. For all I know, this might be the last time I see her, and I'll never see her again. And so, right, so it's like if that happens, then I don't have anybody to blame but myself. And so, with that being said, it's like all I can do now is to just focus on myself, right? That's what self-improvement is. It's about focusing on yourself and realizing that these emotions that we have, it's temporary unless you hold onto them. And that's very, very true. Because like I said, like as I kept on doing things, I just realized that, hey, you know, I don't really I'm not even thinking about that anymore. I'm thinking about, okay, what kind of videos do I want to make? What kind of content do I want to put out there? What kind of like success do I want to build for myself? And then that's when I started to think like, hey, maybe I should live stream this because why not? This is like free content. If anybody's interested to watch it, go ahead. And so, if anything, if there's anything that you can learn from this, also, I didn't. Okay, so like I titled it like L Riz and how I fumbled the 10 out of 10 girl. But if you look at the definition of a fumble, like it's a term in football, right? So what that really means is that like, okay, well, I actually don't know what the term means, but like I would assume it's something like, oh, like you caught the ball, but maybe you slipped, to where it's like, okay, maybe you were trying to catch the ball, but then you slipped. If we're using that analogy, then I didn't even get to the first base. I didn't even like try to catch the ball. AKA, I never even approached the girl in the first place. So it would be an actual fumble if I did approach the girl, spit my Riz, but turns out it was L Riz, into where she were to reject me. That would be a fumble. That would be an actual fumble of a 10 out of 10 baddie. That would be an actual L Riz, but I'm just using the title to grab your guys' attention. So I hope you guys don't mind that, and I'm sorry if you guys don't like that kind of stuff, but that's just how the YouTube game works. Hopefully you guys can understand. So with that being said, I never, if you're using the term, I didn't technically fumble anything because I never even approached that girl in the first place, so I never even tried. So in that sense, I never even fumbled, and I'm not saying this just to cope either. I'm just explaining the title, but that's not relevant. That's not relevant. The point is, I didn't cold approach. I didn't try, and because I didn't try, I missed. That's where the term "you miss 100% of the shots you don't take" comes from. Is this? This is a prime example of that. Because I didn't take the shot, I missed. And if I did take the shot, I would at least know it's not a 0% chance. I would at least know if it was a yes or a no. But because I wussed out, because I didn't take action on because I didn't take action on what I thought, I lost. Lost out on that opportunity. But even with that being said, I hope you guys can learn something from this. Maybe what you guys can learn from this is to try harder. If you guys meet someone at the gym, just talk to them, man. Just talk to them, and I know it's hard. I know it's hard because I'm in that situation right now. But, geez, man, like, you don't know if you're gonna see that person again. And I wasn't gonna like ask for her phone number on the very first approach either. I wasn't gonna do that. I wasn't even like looking towards that. Like I was like, hey, like she's cool. Let me be friends with her first and see what happens. And then if and only if anything were to happen, then that's when I can choose and have options. But if I don't even have the option in the first place, then what's the freaking point? Am I right? So guys, that's the story. It was a very long and drawn out story, I think. So I apologize for that. I apologize for the long and extended story. So if you don't like these types of story, that's totally fine. That's just something that I wanted to get off my chest because I do think that it helps me and it helps people when they talk about what they're feeling. And so, yeah, it's just something that I wanted to share. And also, a couple more random things I want to add towards the end of the live stream is that if I think about it, right? Like none of this stuff would have happened if I would have known that yesterday that I didn't have to come to work today. Because if I had known that yesterday that, hey, I don't have to show up to work today, then most likely what would have happened is that I would have slept in, I would have been lazy, I would have woken up tired, and then I would have been wasting my time scrolling on shorts, wasting valuable time that I have right now while I'm young, watching YouTube videos, playing games, wasting my time, doing all this useless stuff that I know is not good for me. So, in a way, it was actually a blessing in disguise because of the fact that I had the opportunity to approach that girl, but I didn't do that. But I would have never even had that opportunity if I would have known that yesterday I didn't have to come to work. And also, what were the chances that I just so happened to work out at the same time that she was working out? I don't know. It's just something to think about, right? Like, even if this was a negative situation, you can still draw positive outcomes out of that negative situation because you realize that, hey, for me, it was a blessing in disguise. I didn't know it, but it was because I probably would have like not even went to the gym in the first place today because it was cold. I didn't want to walk to the gym. That's like 10-15 minutes away. I didn't want to, put on these heavy clothes and to walk out and to experience the cold and then work out and then walk the way back. No, of course I'm going to be more comfortable driving my car and going to the gym. But guess what? I don't have that luxury right now. I don't have that car, so I was, I probably like 99%, like I probably wouldn't even hit the gym. And then guess what? I would have never seen her. I wouldn't even have the opportunity to see her freaking face. So yeah, these things that you think are bad for you, maybe there's a positive outcome. Maybe you just have to look harder and realize like, okay, maybe I wasted my time taking the bus just to get to my work and then to realize that I actually don't have to come to work. But even if that's the situation, I turned it around because I then told myself that, hey, since I'm already out here, I might as well push myself and I might as well put myself through some more adversity in the sense of working on my body. Because I was like, I'm already out here, I might as well. Because it would be a waste for me to just go home right after taking the bus when I'm already here at the gym. I might as well go to the gym and then come back home. And then I will be even more proud of myself because I was like, hey, I'm hitting the gym, I'm working on my body. This is what it's all about. So yeah, that's what I want to talk about for you guys. Stay tuned for more videos to come. I appreciate all the support. I didn't say this at the beginning of the stream, but it's the same thing now at the end. Chat. We got 0 people in chat, guys. We got 0 people in chat still. Nah, but I think I'm gonna keep that gag. I'm gonna keep that gag until we get some more viewers in here in the live chat. But with that being said, guys, I hope you guys had a good Black Friday. I hope you guys are gonna have a good weekend as well. I promise this time that I'm going to be more consistent. I'm going to have more videos uploaded for you guys. I don't want to waste this opportunity of what I've already built. And I'm going to have a video tomorrow. I promise. And with that being said, guys, hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys in the next video or in the next live stream. Take care.